So guys, at first, when all of this issue between Senator Natasha and the Senate President Godswill Akpabio actually started some days ago, and the wife of the Senate President actually came out to defend her husband, of which, you actually want, that is what will happen for every woman, you understand? Although that is actually in some cases anyway. We've seen some cases whereby issues like this happen and the wife would deny, and we even pour more petrol to the fire, you understand? But in this case, the wife of the Senate President actually came out and with confidence defend her husband. But there is something she said in that particular video, for those of you that actually watched the video, and she said that this woman in question, they are just like family, because her husband is a friend to the Senate President, and even she, the husband of Natasha, is a friend to her. And I know a number of you must have actually seen a particular picture flying in the internet whereby Godswill Akpabio, the Senate President, was present even in the wedding of Natasha and her husband. That is to tell you how close they are. But the question now is, what suddenly changed? What suddenly changed that we now begin to see all of these things flying in the internet about all of this issue going on between Natasha and Senator Godswill Akpabio? And at the time of doing this video, we saw several Nigerian senators coming out and throwing out several points of view in respect to what is on ground. We've seen some of them say things like, why is it that Natasha is actually fond of this behavior of alleging several people of harassing her, from Reno Omokri to the former governor of Ekiti State, just to mention a few. So today, the 5th day of March 2025, actually took another dimension when Senator Natasha and her husband was seen in the House of Senate. And for several people that have actually been asking for Natasha to come out with evidence, this time around, Natasha actually went to the House of Senate and she presented all the allegations to Akpabio. But did you know what? It was rejected by Godswill Akpabio. I'm actually going to play the video and you watch all of the drama that happened, and even the disciplinary committee that is going to be handling this, all of what they said about all of the allegation of Natasha. They made a statement. All of what Natasha is doing and all of the fights and all of the allegations is dead on arrival. And just like so many people are saying out there, if at the end of all of this and things doesn't go in the favor of Natasha, she may be suspended for 6 months for breach of order in the Senate and other noticeable offenses. So guys, if at the end of all of this drama and saga between Godswill Akpabio, the Senate President, and Senator Natasha, and if things doesn't go well in the favor of Senator Natasha, what do you think will be done to her? And just like many people have been speculating out there that she might likely be suspended for all of her actions. So guys, let me leave you to the rest of the video. Justice for Senator Natasha and justice for the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. And now that Senate President Godswill Akpabio has actually come out to defend himself, saying categorically that he has never abused anybody sexually and he will never abuse anybody. Watch the rest of the video, guys. This is Discovery Africa TV. Peace.
The opinion of Senator Natasha Oduagan regarding the rules.
Thank you very much, Senate President. Again, I'm Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. I represent the good and virtuous people of Kogi Central. I beg to differ that this matter is sub judice. And I stand on privilege 10, order 10, which is on privileges.
Sorry.
No, dear Senate President, please, with due respect, do you mind? I have raised an order 10, privileges, sir, please. It's my right, Senate President. Order 10 on privileges, please. I believe, and please, would you stop turning off my microphone? I represent people, and I represent women who have been silenced. So permit me to speak without my microphone being silenced, dear sir, President of the Nigerian Senate. Order 10 on privileges.
Coincidentally, I'm hearing you.
Any senator may rise at any time to speak upon a matter of privilege suddenly arising, and he or she shall be prepared to move without notice a motion declaring that the contempt of breach of privilege has been committed. I stand and I believe herefore, sir, that your denial, your refusal to accept and treat my petition before the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges and Abuse of my privileges, and I say forth, that this matter is not sub judice, it is not before the court. The matter before the court is on the defamation and cyberbullying statements made by your special assistant on new media, Mr. Patrick Umfom, who addressed my decent outfits as transparent, thereby depicting that I walk sedulously and naked to the chambers. That is the nature of the petition, of the case in court. This petition, sir, has never been filed. The petition that alleges, or should I say, accuses you of making sexual harassment moves, abusing your office, and making malicious obstructions to my legislative functions has not been tendered anywhere before, no courts in Nigeria. So, sir, I would appreciate if you kindly accept my petition and forward same to the Ethics and Privileges Committee so it could be treated. Thank you, sir.
That the petition she presented today is actually dead on arrival. And I say that because it runs contrary to Order 40, subsection 4, that no senator may present to the Senate a petition signed by him or herself. And that petition, having been signed by her, will not be entertained by this committee. And so, ladies and gentlemen, she's not here. Now I can understand why she's not here. She's probably not here on the order of her lawyers. That being the case, the committee will sit and we will deliberate on what we've gotten from distinguished senators that have presented their cases before us and the Senate at arms, and based on our rule books and all other documents that is available to us, to make a decision here and then make a referral to the full Senate. On the referral to the floor, based on our rules, to look into a matter that has been referred to us by one of our colleagues, distinguished Senator Natasha, against one of our distinguished colleagues as well, Senator Natasha deàd. We waited. Unfortunately, she's not here, but I hope that as we continue this procedure, that she will join us. Before I continue, may I allow my colleagues to introduce themselves to you, and then start with the hearing. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues.
For the 10th Senate of the 10th Assembly of the Federal Republic, National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Like Mr. Chairman has stated, I, as the debate maker of the Senate, was seriously grieved and quite discomfited with the state of the odious reputation that the Senate is degenerating into, and the public opprobrium that is being generated by the behavior of one of us. And plenary on February 20, 2025. And as the debate maker of the Senate, I started receiving a lot of calls, both locally, nationally, and internationally, and even exponentially from even members of my own family, that what is happening in the Senate, it became quite very difficult for me to even address the deluge of those demands that I have to talk and tell the public what really happened. And on that said day, February 28th, Thursday, 2025, I decided in the plenary chamber of that day, that was almost a breakdown of law and order in chamber. That there was almost a kind of legislative topsy-turvy. Because one of us, Senator Natasha, was vehemently opposing the directive that has been changed to somewhere else within the chambers. And she was duly informed by the sergeant at her that she did not go to that assigned seat. And when we go by our orders, because like I said, on the floor of the Senate, when I was moving the said motion, that we have our standing orders, which are our rules, our statutes. It's our internal constitution. Because we are empowered by the various sections of the constitution, that is the National Assembly, to make our own rules that will guide us. Since we are not barbarians, since it is not an animal farm, and even with an animal farm, there is a modicum of decency and decorum. The standing orders clearly stated how, where, when, why the senator will behave in the chambers, even those outside the chambers, because it stimulated our actions at the committee levels and then oversight functions. And going by order 6 of that our standing rules, which are our orders, whereby it was expressly stated, statutorily stated, vividly stated, exponentially stated, that the Senate President is the only consenting authority that can allocate seats for senators. And the following section stated that the senator can only speak when he or she is properly seated on the seat allocated to him or her. Meaning that does not mean that wherever you are in the Senate chamber, that you can raise up your hand to be recognized.